and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would do a stepper card. I did one quite a long time ago at Christmas time. And I thought with using up all the scraps and bits and pieces, stepper cards are really good. So we need a sheet which measures, and this one is Blackberry Bliss. And it measures 10.5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so on the 10.5 inch side, we are going to score it at 1.25 inches, 2.5 inches, 4.25 inches, 6 inches, and 8.25 inches. Okay, I will put those measurements down below in the description box for you. Okay, so that's all the scoring that we need to do on it. And then it's a very simple concertina fold. So if you take the first piece at the bottom, the smaller piece, and fold that in on itself, and then fold each one of them back in a concertina like that. And if you use your bone folder to go along each one of those creases, you will then get your stepper card, which when it stands up looks like that. So it looks as if it's difficult to see on there, but if you look at it like that, you've got 1, 2, 3 steps. Okay, now we need to decorate these panels. So we need to, and I've done quite a bit of this in advance. So we need, I've used the Poppies Designer Series paper, and but you can use whatever you want because I fancied purples. So the back panel is 4 7/8 because obviously the card is 5 inches. So you want it 1/8 of an inch for your borders. So 4 7/8, and then it's 2 1/8. Okay, so that's the one that's going to go on there. The next piece is your 4 7/8 again, because it's that width, by 1 5/8, and that will go there. And then the smallest one is 4 7/8 by 1 1/8, which is going to go there. Okay, so we can get those pieces stuck on now. I can take those stickers off. They were just there for you to be able to see. So let's take those off because we don't need those anymore. But it's easier sometimes to see it visually. And we are then going to put these pieces are going to go in on. So make sure if you've got a patterned paper that you've got the pattern facing up the right way. And stepper cards are lovely because they fold flat and fit into an envelope for posting. And it means that you can decorate them however you want. So they're very an easy, simple thing to do, but they're great for decorating. Okay, so this is going to go on this panel, so I can put it out flat and just put that on carefully with the 1/8 of an inch border in on there. Okay, so that's our first one. Okay, so that comes on there. We don't need to do the other sides because they don't show. So the easiest thing is, I find that, so I don't get it in the wrong place, I will put it together and then make sure that I know exactly which piece I'm putting it on, because it's quite easy if you fold it flat to mistake and put it on the inside instead of the outside. So I know it's going on this one, then I can fold it flat. And then just put that one in on there. And then the bottom one, we know it's the end piece. So that's fairly easy to remember so we don't get it stuck onto the wrong piece. So as I say, when you're sometimes doing things, you put them in and then you suddenly think, oh, I've put it on the wrong piece. So this little one can go in on the bottom here like that. Okay, so we've now got, and you can see when it's folded out, it's not the first one, the second one, not the third one, the fourth one, not the fifth one, the sixth one. But when it folds up like that, you've then got your paper. Now you can see, I think I got an envelope out just for you to... Yes, I did. Okay, so it will fit into a standard size envelope. Now, obviously, I'm in the UK, so the measurements are slightly different. But if you look at it folded down, you can see it'll fit into your envelope, and you still have enough to put proud so that your envelope will close. So there's quite a bit of room in there to make it, you know, quite fancy. So I'm going to bring across, I've done most of the cutting and bits and pieces already because it takes quite a while. And what I suggest is go through your stash and anything that you've got that's sort of floral with leaves, punches, dies, anything like that, use some of them. Just do a whole pile out. So I'm going to have a panel on the back here, and this is cut from the 4th and 5th of the stitched rectangles. Now you could just cut yourself a just a little panel. The actual measurement of this one is 3 7/8 by 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 5/8 on this one, and then it's the rectangle below. So I'm just going to, again, I've got designer series paper on this. I'm just going to put this one on here. And then we've got that as a back piece. I like the stitching of these because it looks really pretty. Okay, and then this is going to fit, and I'm just going to do it a little proud on there. So probably about, what are we, 1/4 of an inch, something like that, just so that it sticks proud like a little sort of easel. And again, all I'm going to do is glue the bottom half of it, so I know that it is going to stick on there. You don't want it to come up too high because then it's going to go proud, but just a little bit on the bottom. And then I'm going to just put that in like that. Okay, so you've then got a little sort of easel panel bit at the back, putting it up so that it sits like that. Then we can start decorating it, and decorating is as much as you want, as little as you want. So I'll go through some of the pieces as we go. So I have cut the largest stitch shaped circle and the second one down, put Thinking of You with All My Heart, which is from Peaceful Moments, and then all I've done is put some ribbon, which is the lovely lace scalloped ribbon, round on the side, and that's going to sit just on there. Now you need glue dots and you need dimensionals for this, so as you add all your pieces on, so this is going to have the dimensionals on, so I'm just going to put some dimensionals in on the center here like that, and the piece on the bottom like that. Okay, so we can then take that out and we can put this piece just in on here. I want it to be sticking up just a little bit, again sort of half and half in there. So Thinking of You with All My Heart up with the dimensional. Okay, so now you've got that piece on there. And then, as I said, I have taken the sentiment. So I've got Thinking of You with All My Heart and Thanks, because, you know, I'm getting lots of it's nice to thank people for things. So this one, I've just cut this out from the, what is it? The Well Written, and just the thanks. I've done 3 of them, stuck them together so that they lay proud, and then I just embossed it with clear embossing powder to give it a bit of a shine. So that's going to go onto a little tiny panel, and this panel is, what is it, 2 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. So just a little tiny piece that's just sort of proud of there, and then that is going to be stuck on. I just decorated it with from the Painted Poppies, just a little bit of what was it, Highland Heather. So this is going to be stuck on here. And as I say, decoration is entirely down to you. I'm just showing you some ideas. And if you just have the ideas, will then hopefully give you some inspiration to go away and have a go and decorate it how you want. As I say, stepper cards have been around a long time, but this is quite an easy one to do. And folds beautifully flat in an envelope for posting. So although your layers and things are obviously going to make it quite wide, but I'm just going to put this on here so that then stands nice and proud, and you've got your thanks. So I should just leave that to adhere nicely on there. And then that one is going to go right on the front. And so again, I'm going to put that up with dimensionals, because I want the dimensionals to then be able to, I'm going to do 1 large and 2 minis, because I want to be able to poke things in between. And the more sort of space you've got, the more you can poke different things in to build up those layers. So let's take that one off. So those are your, what I call the bare bones. And I always think if you start with the bare bones, you can then fill in as much as you want. So let's take this one off. My dimensionals are not, that's better. Okay, so this one is going to come in on the center here. So let's just put that in on the center like that. Sure I've got it straight. There we are. So we've got thinking of you with all my heart, thank you, or thanks. And then I have taken, so this is where we start sort of building things up. So I've got floral essence, the flowers from the floral essence, and I have got Blackberry Bliss. They were done in, so you've got 2 full strength, so a full strength one and a not full strength one, and again with the smaller one. I've done and I need to put something, we need to put a gem in the center, so one of the faceted gems will work in the center of that one. This is again from the floral essence, it's the punch. So let me see, have I got some, there we are. So I've got the lovely faceted gems in there, so we've got a real big piece of twinkle, and I need to get a big fat one, so let's get the big fat one out of there, and then that can go in on the center. So you can see I've spent a little while, in fact it was while I was watching the television last night, cutting and doing some of these to just have my embellishments, as it were, in on there, so I wouldn't be spending hours and hours on the video, and just sort of give you the inspiration for it. So that's going to be, I think, do I want that? And it's a matter of just sort of starting and then sort of building it up from there. I don't know whether, I think that one, do I have that centered? I might actually have that one centered instead of offset. Right, let's start. So this has got quite a bit of dimension on here. So I'm going to start putting these on with glue dots. So let me just... Okay, so the easiest thing is to just put a couple of glue dots on the back. And it's worth putting more than one when you've got something that's quite big. So like that. And then this is going to... Do I have it in the center or offset? Decisions. It's going to fold flat. I think I'm going to have it... Yeah, I'm going to have it in on the center of here, actually. That sort of angle. Okay, so we're going to put that one in on here. And as I say, this is where you just start playing. So I've got... Let's take out what I've done. I've got lots of leaves. Again, these ones are from the Painted Poppies, just in blends in various different greens. I've got the Leaf Punch, which is from the Floral Essence set, and I've used the punch to punch 3 of those out. I've done with the Sprig Punch, I've just done some vellum, because I think vellum's quite nice to just sort of tuck through. So we'll get them out in sort of like a bit of a conveyor belt, because that's the easiest way. These are from the poppies, so we'll put those in. These 2 are from the word wishes. Is it word wishes? No, it's not. Well written. They are from those. So again, we're just going to sort of put them up at angles and things. In fact, I think that's going to go nicely there, because I want to just sort of start building it up. The back you want built up more, because that's the part that you can have the most height in, if you see what I mean. Just got one little bit that hasn't come out of there. Okay, so again, you don't need to put a huge amount of glue on here. You can do them with sticky sheets if you want to. I find that just doing a little bit of wet glue is absolutely fine, because you want a little bit of movement in them anyway. So I'm going to put this one literally just up at an angle like this on here. So we can put this one on. Let's hope I've got enough glue stuck on there. Yep. Okay, so that's that one. Then we've got the other one. The other one, I think I'm going to have... should we have that on the other side? Yes, let's have that just on the other side, because a lot of it's going to be covered with other things. When you're building layers, it's a matter of just putting layer upon layer and then letting it... Okay, so that can be tucked in on there a bit. I think just, maybe just a little bit coming out like that. Okay, so we'll just have that little bit of that flower coming out. To tuck that so it comes underneath the lace. Like that. Okay, so that's that one and that's that one. Then we've got some flowers and things on here. So... I think I'm going to put, let's put one of those on. These can be with dimensionals. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of all 4 of these. And you can see that even though I've done quite a few things, I can probably add more if I want to. It's one of those things that you can add small amounts, you can add large amounts. It really depends how you want to do it. Now I'm just putting a dimensional in the center of each one of these. You don't need a huge amount on there, because then it allows room for popping other things inside as well. So let's have, we're going to have one in on that flower down like that. Okay, because then I can tuck some leaves in behind. And I'm going to put the other one, yeah, I'm going to put the other one the other side, I think. I might, no, I'm going to put 2 small ones, I think, the other side, just for a change on there. So I'll have one in like that, and then I can tuck the other one in. Just over the top, down like that. Okay, so I'm doing, you know, the larger pieces first. Now I've got these ones, so these are the poppies, and the poppies I'm going to have one. Which one did I like? Again, I did these with blends, so you've seen me do these with blends before. These were the light Highland Heather, then the light rich raspberry, and then a little bit of light cherry cobbler. So we'll have this one in the centre. Oops. Okay, so we'll have this coming in on the centre part here. So, and again, you can have it a little bit proud because you want it to sort of show up. And then we'll take this next one and just put that in on that side, just tucked in like that. And again, just a little bit proud. Then we can have this one tucked in that way. And again, just a little bit proud. And then we've got, I've got two more left on here flower wise, but I think I might just have one. I've got that one. That's quite pretty as well, isn't it? Do we do balance of one and the other? No. Oof. That might work behind there, mightn't it? I don't know, with leaves and things, maybe not. Okay, I'm going to leave these ones for a minute and just start building up some leaves. So we've got, let's do some of these ones with the poppies. And these I can actually glue. So it's a combination of sort of gluing and so you can glue them on both sides here, just on the tail part to tuck them in. Squeeze it as you go. So there's a leaf on that side. We'll have a leaf on the other side. Like that, so that's just sticking up nicely. We can have we'll have one tucked in on here. It's rather nice doing things like this. It's I enjoy playing around, making things look really pretty sometimes, and it is just a matter of taking all the stuff that you've got from your stash and putting it on so that it just sort of stands out. Right, that's looking quite nice on there. Now we've got some more leaves in here, so what I can do is tuck this one in. Yeah, we're going to have this one tucked in behind. I'm hoping you're seeing this in because I'm doing it at an angle, so I've just tried to slant it down a bit. So this one we're going to tuck in between the two of them here, so you've got the leaf just sort of showing in on there. And again, I can just press it to stick it in. You can do, as I said, you can do it with glue dots, you can do it with whatever you want really, as long as it's something that sticks. So I'll have this one in behind on here. Oh, now I need to make sure I've got enough room to poke it down behind where the glue dot is, which I have. So that sort of built up a bit of a leaf thing on here. And again, I can put some behind this, which I'm just putting a tiny blob of glue. I could use a glue dot if I wanted to, but I'm just going to tuck a little bit of the sprig behind as well. And we'll have another one in on the centre. And this is where, as I say, it's just fun building it up and you can build it up any way you want. So you've just started to sort of get layers and things coming through, which are rather nice. I'm going to have another one of the vellum ones. Oops, if I can pick them up. Okay, let's put this one in here. And then that one can go. And as I say, I can see behind where my glue dots and things are. So I can just tuck it in, down in those little spaces in between. Says me, I've not got a huge amount of space on that one, but that's fine. Take it out at that sort of angle, because they can come up at different layers and heights. So you've now got this one coming through. It needs to be tucked down a little bit more. That's better. On there. And we've got the back layer looking quite good as well. So we need to do some things with this front piece. Now, what I might do is, yes, I might do some of these leaves. So these are from the poppies that I've just fussy cut these ones out. But they will look quite pretty just put in on here. Just out a little bit. And then we'll have one on the other side. And that's why I said I try and cut enough things out that I've got enough to work with. And if you have a few pieces over, you can use them on another project. But it just gives a little bit of interest on there. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. You know, you can add some more things on there if you want to. You can add, as I say, anything you want. It's a matter of building it up. So if I turn around and bring it up at that sort of angle, you can see you've got all of your layers. It all folds nice and flat to go into an envelope, so you don't have a problem. And then when it comes out, you can literally just put it down on your surface quite easily. I know it's difficult to see in the camera like that, but if I put it up like that, you can then see you've got all those different layers, all those different colours in, all toned in, and I think it looks rather beautiful. So I hope you'll have a try at this. I will put the measurements down below for you. Thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.